Really not at this time. A lot of things are happening, starting with subsidy removal. Then there is hike in electricity tariff, hiking food prices, inflation. Who knows what other thing will be inflated and what other subsidy will be removed. Truth of the matter is that some of us are not in the right place, and for that reason, we are having this conversation today. My name is Denise Eniswall, and it's the final hour on the sunny side of your number one station for Talk 92.3 Nigeria Info FM. I hope your Thursday is going on as planned. It is time for Mind, Body, and Soul today. And our focus is on strengthening the mind, the body, and soul connection. Self-care. How all of this is supposed to help us cater to ourselves, our mental health, our emotions. It's all encompassing. And that is why with me in the studio today is Dr. KARIBO, who is a public health physician. Good afternoon to you, Dr. Abo.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Welcome. How are you doing today?
Okay. And you?
How's your mind?
Calm.
How's your body?
In line with my calm mind, my body will be well.
And how is your soul?
Always perfect.
You know, when we say, how are you? And people say, fine. How are you is supposed to be an all-encompassing question. Am I right?
Sure.
But then we don't wait for the person to explain. In Nigeria, how are you? The response you get is, I never chopped since morning. The response you get is...
How far?
How far? I did.
Yeah.
I did.
And by the time you're leaving me, I say take care.
Take care of yourself.
We don't understand that. Take care. You think it's just mind your route as you go. Take care of yourself. You should be deliberate, focused, with a purpose. The purpose of keeping you healthy.
And then there's another question we usually ask. How have you been?
Yes, that is for the immediate past. How have you been since I last saw you?
I last saw you. Interesting. Now you understand why some of these questions are not just questions we ask for courtesy's sake. But for some of us, when we ask these questions, we ask from a place of care, and we want to ensure that you are indeed okay. So let's start from the very beginning. What does the concept of mind, body, and soul mean, and how are these entities connected?
See, when somebody dies, if you have a deceased in the family, we bury the body.
You bury the body, okay?
And it's that body that you had been interacting with until the demise. So there's another part of it that's no longer there. There has been some separation.
Okay.
So we see body to bury. What of the other side that we were talking with? So that's mind and spirit have left.
Okay.
You're left with only body. So as you see me talking with you, as we interact, we are a complete picture of the body, the mind, and the soul, or spirit, some people will say. But you see, as I talk with you, I forget. I take it for granted. So we don't remember that we are a trinity. A
trinity?
Yes.
Okay.
Mind, body, soul. And it sounds better that way. Mind, body, soul. It should have been body, mind, soul. Because you are seeing the body is at the most basic level. The mind is at work, using the brain and other aspects of you. Then of course the spirit that you don't see, which some say is the real you.
The real you.
Yes. After which lives and goes back to heaven or hell, as the case may be.
Okay.
So we are left with the body to get rid of and then mourn you. So that concept is a situation where you have the body, the mind, and soul as one. And where you have harmony, mind, body, soul, or spirit, then you're likely to have perfect health.
Perfect
You have
health.
fewer problems, you're at peace with yourself. But how to get this done is the problem that most of us don't understand. We hear it, mind, body, spirit, mind, body, soul. Take it for granted, just like many things we do.
Okay, now let me interject at this point. The soul and the spirit, are they one and the same thing?
Well, for those of us who may not know it well, they say it's the same thing. Yes, in a sense, it's the same thing. Now, your personal experiences, your personal inner experiences with respect to you, your emotions, your desires, your passions, your fears and all that have to do with the soul. Now, for the spirit, will now shift to how it refers to your relationship with God. That's the God part of you. That's spirit. That's why you hear they say God is spirit, God is spirit, we are spirits. So that's where we are related. So basically, bottom line is the same thing.
It's the same.
Inner experiences.
Yes.
For this one, you are the focus, the spirit, God is the focus. With reference to God and what we don't see.
Okay, I'm going to go to strengthening, but before we go to strengthening, I've made an observation. And that observation is that oftentimes we are more focused with what we just a few seconds, please. Okay, I just needed to be sure of something here. So yes, I was going to ask, most times we are more focused with the body. This body, I want to be sure it's the same body. What I see now is the body, right? What we wear on this body, how we clothe this body, how we appear with this body. And then let us take it down to the medical phase now. When we fall ill, it is this body, am I right?
Sure.
It is this body. Okay. So I'm trying to understand the connectivity, because you say they are all connected in one way or the other. And I know you doctors are always fond of saying this thing, you treat the body. So in what way is it connected, so much so that for the treatment of the body to be complete, these other things would have to come together?
You may have come across situations where you have two persons or more having a similar illness,
Okay.
receiving similar treatments. Some get better, others don't get better. Now, with due respect to other variables between them, if you see that they have basically the same issues, one gets better, the other one doesn't. What makes the difference is usually the mind. The acceptance of treatment, one, how the person views his or her health, and how they have been using the body to receive the treatment as well. So that's how come you see same treatment, same medicines, not fake. One person responds better than the other. Sometimes one doesn't respond at all. That's the mind at work. Sometimes you could get news, good news, bad news, or other experiences you have. Your body reacts along with your mind. You have good news, joyful news, but you're joyful that you could cry. You understand? Mm-hmm. And if it's that bad news, you could also cry, but the effect on you is different. It means that you are happy, you function better, you're more stable. But when you're unhappy, you get irritated, you could even get ill if you prolong that state of unhappiness.
Okay.
So the mind and body and spirit are now out of balance.
Okay, we'll come to that after this.
Nigeria Info. Right back after this.
More talk.
back to Mind, Body, and Soul. The focus for today is strengthening the mind, body, and soul connection. Before we went on the commercial break, Dr. Obo, you were trying to illustrate something. Two people falling ill, and one person gets better, the other person doesn't. Same treatment, same drugs, same everything. I'd like you to go back to that.
What makes the difference?
Yes.
The mind of the one that is responding better.
Okay.
Yes. The acceptance of a treatment, the person's outlook to their health and to life as a whole.
Okay.
That's why you see some people hardly go to hospital. They hardly fall sick to go to hospital. You may not observe it immediately, but there is something they might be doing. Avoid the state of the mind.
Okay.
You cannot have a mind in turmoil and expect to have a healthy, stable body.
How so?
But it is the mind that formed by thoughts. You think the accept will behave. All is based on thought. What are you thinking? Thinking disease, fear, anxiety, stress, or thinking joy, happiness, anticipation, cooperation. You see differences in them. Sometimes you see some people, they are almost always happy. And they're complaining, head, fever, this and that. Of course, the pattern of thought guides, directs you towards you to keep going strong and healthy.
Now I'd like to call at this point. What is happening now in Nigeria, and I think everybody had. I want to think that the eye of Nigeria at this moment is thinking, where is my money going to come from?
Sure.
How am I going to settle house? How am I going to transport myself to work? What's in my fate? I may lose my job at this point if my company stops operating in or out of job. I mean, I am thinking it. You're saying that things that will more likely ill with this period than when everything is fine. I don't know. Is that what you're?
You won't think of here. It has to be a deliberate. What do you know about these issues? Do you know about how do you know about our body? The spiritual aspect sometimes could be controversial, but it's important. It has to do with relationship with God, with yourself, and so on. But it's important to know that the more worried you are, the more you get. That's it has to celebrate. People have to understand it is possible to have harmony between your mind, body, and spirit. It's not like now that you need to pay attention to and think of how to strengthen this connection. Because indeed, you is first. That's what we're told. And you have your body that respects the spirit. And your mind and it comes in between. So that's why you have to control it in relation to your body and your spirit. So that link, that bridge in good relation now keeps that link in equilibrium and you're safe. But we hardly know this. So a lot of people who easily get angry. They are all anxious. Every little will take them, they decide to be unhappy. Just happiness is supposed to be a choice you make. We don't even remember. I want to be happy. I see it. And of course, nonsense happens all around us. If you want to be it's never going to be vexing. And you can do that with knowledge. How do we? That's what we're going to talk about.
Okay, so the solution then is self-care. What then is self-care and how can we practice self-care?
Let me give you the standard definition given by the WHO, so that I don't give you half. Self-care has been defined as the process of establishing behaviors to ensure holistic being of oneself, to and me, and whoever else wants to die, to promote health and actively manage illness when it occurs. Individuals engage in some form of self-care daily with our activity daily living. What food are you choosing to eat? How are you going to assess yourself? How many people you have? How are you entertaining your mind, brain? How much are you reading? Stimulating your meditation, so on. And how are you taking care of health? All that constitutes self-care. It has been clinically proven that it helps you to be good health, you avoid stress, and minimize illness. If you do that, you'll raise the price of health. You'll still do things. You may have less money, but you and your side are going to cope. But coping is important, you know. So that's where we are. So self-care, you now have from there, you have different aspects of self-care that address. It's based on 8 pillars. Some people teach 7 pillars, basically. But recently, I've also added financial pillar.
What's
you cannot eliminate the short pillar.
Okay.